Welcome to Wednesday night OWCP chats with Chris and Gini. Wait a minute. No, just with Chris. Gini's got the night off, although we've had the night off for about 2.5 weeks. We're back. We're really excited to see everyone. Right now, we've got exactly nobody watching, so I could ramble, or I'll just wait for somebody to come on. Anyways, all right, so this is Wednesday night OWCP chats. And we're going to tonight talk about whatever you want to talk about. It's Q&A. You ask, I'll answer. I'll be able to see all the questions that you ask. Hello, Cheryl. Just like that, I can see things that you comment. So if you want to ask a question, just hop on and ask, and I'll try to get to it. Jeannie's out tonight because on Monday she had eye surgery. So we got back from vacation in Utah, and then on Monday, she had her left eye operated on so she can see. And then next Monday, she's going to have the right eye operated on. And Maria, thank you. We're glad to be back. So in the meantime, I've got these big studio lights, and she can't see those. She's got giant goggles on. That's her. She's saying hello, peeps. So she's got these big, giant, dark glasses. No air or light gets in and out of those things. But her eyes somehow still survive in there. So anyways, she'll be back with us in a couple of weeks. Next week, she'll be off again because she's having surgery on the other eye. But you'll still have me. All right. So tonight is going to be question and answer. You ask, I'll answer. Tim, thanks. Hugs for Gini. And I'll try to keep up with your questions. Be patient with me. Now, she is looking at your comments, and she'll be answering some of the things for you. And Tim and some of the other doctors, you guys are on. Feel free and jump in tonight. I appreciate the help. So if you see a question that you can answer, just do it. No problem. I appreciate the help. And for all of you that are new here, this is Wednesday night OWCP chats, which is an extension of Federal Injury Centers. Federal Injury Centers is a franchise that's purpose is to spread doctors around the country who know how to get OWCP injury claims approved. It's really sad. I've been keeping up with OSHA's federal work injury and illness statistics for a long time, like 10 years. And a couple of things have happened over the last couple of years. Thing one, they stopped tracking the Postal Service. So I can't see your injury and illness statistics anymore. I'm curious about why they stopped doing that, because you have as many employees as all the other agencies combined. So I don't know what happened there. But the other thing that happened over the last 2 years is the numbers didn't improve. What they do is they show you the number of accepted cases. Now, you don't know that it's accepted unless you understand how to read these things with the subs, the superscripts and the footnotes. But what they do is they show you a number of cases, but you go down to the footnotes and it says, these are all the cases that aren't denied, right? And so they're approved cases. And what I found out is we're still hovering between like 1 out of 7 and 1 out of 10 people has an accepted claim. That doesn't mean 1 out of 10 or 7 injured people, but 1 out of 7 or 10 people. Well, this is a serious problem because that's been the number for a long time. It's not getting better, in spite of my best efforts, in spite of my team's best efforts. And so we're doing something this year that's a little different than other years at Federal Injury Centers. And that's we're pushing to do 4 to 5 times more accepted claims this year than we did last year. So as a recap, last year we did 1,125 or so accepted cases. Now that's huge, okay? It's especially huge if you're one of those accepted claims. And if you're one of those accepted claims, you can hit the heart buttons now. This is a great time for it. But this year we want to do 5,000. Okay, I started talking to the docs about it, and I said, let's do 3,000. And then I attended a seminar for myself, and I realized, here I go again. I was thinking too small. If I'm thinking 3,000, it's too small. So I said, all right, that's it, 5,000. And so you're going to start seeing in our social media post a hashtag that says Road to 5,000. And I'd like you to use it too. If your claim was approved by Federal Injury Centers, I'd like you to write in there Road to 5,000, a hashtag Road to 5,000, and tell your friends about it. The number one thing you can do to help your friends get their case accepted is go where they're at and tell them. So if you could all just do me the big favor, go to your own social media pages. I don't care where you go, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or wherever you like to go, LinkedIn, I don't care. And just say, hey, Federal Injury Centers got my claim approved, or whatever success story you had. I'd really love it and really, really appreciate it if you just go and say so. And then at the end of your post, I'd like you to write hashtag road to 5,000. That's TO, not the number 2. Road to 5,000. And that way I can go on and I can search that hashtag on whatever social media page and see them all. And it'll help me get an idea of what we're, how good we're doing. Now, I know we do a great job because that's our business, getting claims accepted, but your friends don't know it yet. Your coworkers don't know it. And your friends who are coworkers likely don't know it yet. So help us out and go on there and type, just like Gini wrote there, hashtag road to 5,000. Let everyone know that there is a place to go where there's hope. That denied claims don't have to be the thing that you do. You don't have to be scared of management. I've written a couple of books for you. Many of you have it. Many thousands of you have them. These are the second and third books. The first one is PDF only. I think I have like 10 more of these, and I'm never reprinting them. I have about 10 more, and I'm never reprinting these. And so if you want these books, it's www.breakingowcp.com. There's plenty of these left. This is the third book. And Eric Blowers wrote a great chapter on what happens if you get in a car wreck on the job in this one. But this one, there's about 10 left. So go to breakingowcp.com and get those. What we're trying to do is spread the word that there's hope, that you don't have to suffer a denied claim. You don't have to be scared of management. You don't have to wonder, wow, if I report my injury, am I going to lose my job? That doesn't have to be the case. You actually have all the rights, and the law was written to protect you. And so I've written these books to inform you on your rights, your responsibilities, and the rules, laws, and regulations. So check out www.breakingowcp.com, because on the road to 5,000, it starts with educated people. You need to be educated on what you need to do so you can even report an injury, so that you can have a claim accepted, so that you can be in that 5,000. I want you all, if you need it, and I actually don't want you to need it. I don't want you to be hurt, but it's a fact. These injuries are happening. So I want you to be in the 5,000 and everyone else be on the road to 5,000. So help me out. Help yourselves, help your coworkers and your friends. Please just help them and let them know that there's help. To find a doctor, you go to Federal Injury Centers with an S, Federal Injury Centers, because there are 50 of them. It's multiple, federalinjurycenters.com. At the very top of the page is a locations tab. And you can go state by state where we have offices. And look, we don't have offices in every state yet. We're working on it. We have a partner, Joe, and that's his entire job. So we're trying. But we have 50 plus offices right now. Nobody's ever done this before. It's the biggest thing that's ever happened in OWCP. And that's for you. It's by design, because our goal is to help as many of you as humanly possible. But the best way to do that is for you to tell someone else, right? So tell them they can go to federalinjurycenters.com to find a location. And if you want to be educated on the process, go to breakingowcp.com, and then tell your friends to come here. Let them know that they can come here to get answers to their questions right away. And that's really helpful, because some people have these questions and they think they're the only one in the world that's ever thought this before. And it turns out everyone's thinking it, right? And so you can bring them here and they can get the questions answered just like you are. So help me help you, right? Jerry Maguire, help me help you. So you can help your friends get help too. Another thing. All right. So we are so grateful for APW, the American Postal Workers Union. They are inviting us all over. So right now we're scheduled in California to go to Sacramento, and we're scheduled for Colorado. And I'm pretty sure Florida. Gini will tell me if I'm wrong, if there's more, but we'll have a Florida as well. But the APW has done such a good job at acknowledging that they need help. And they have a great OWCP rep at APW. He's relatively new, but he's on it. And the other thing he is confident in himself, because he doesn't mind me doing this teaching. And so they should be commended, the APW, for letting us teach. And so we'll have some of that. But that means, because we're kind of all over the country teaching APW, that you clerks at the post office should say yes when somebody from Federal Injury Centers comes in and says, hey, can we put this brochure in your break room? Because we do that. We know we're not soliciting. We don't solicit on federal property. So we don't go to the office or to your workstation and say, hey, come be our patient. We're not doing that. We're saying, would you do me a favor and put a brochure in your break room so that other people will know what to do when they get hurt at work. Because as you know, most people have no idea what to do or where to go when they're injured. So do us a favor. When you see somebody come in with these brochures, okay? This one right here and this one right there. This is all backwards. This one looks funny. If any of the competition comes in, tell them to go away. All right. You don't need them. You need us, okay? Because this is what we do. We get claims accepted. Yeah. So anyways, road to 5,000. That's like the big thing that I want you all to be thinking about. I don't want to be thinking about it by myself. I want you thinking about it as well. So hashtag road to 5,000. Tell your friends, really, because I can't hit that 5,000 number without you, okay, without them. And like I said in the beginning, I hope nobody gets hurt. But the fact is, you guys are getting hurt because you have hard jobs. And, we never give up either. Ask Tanya. We never give up. We never, ever give up. If you've got a hard claim, we will keep fighting to the end and we'll win. That's the way it goes. We always win eventually. Ask Scott. You're going to see Scott on here in a few weeks. You want to talk about the biggest win of all time? Ask Scott. You're going to see it. You're going to hear a story that will touch your heart in a way that maybe has never happened before in OWCP. And that's because we never give up. So tell your friends that if they want to win, this is where you go. Now, the good news is you have a choice of physician. It's your law, or it's the law that you can choose any doctor you want to go to. That means you can even go someplace that doesn't have a track record of winning. That's okay. You can, because we'll still be here at the end when you need us. So go wherever. And I'll tell you about the unions. Look, most of the unions, like I said, APW are fantastic to work with and love us, and we love them. We love all the unions, but some of them don't love us back. So if you're in a union that says, hey, don't go to federal injury centers, you got to know something. Whatever their motive is to say that, that's theirs. Your motive needs to be winning, getting your claim approved. So you get to do whatever you want to do. It's a law. So do what is in your best interest, and you decide what that is. And if that is going someplace else, do that, okay? But don't be persuaded to not come to us just because of something. And I haven't figured out what it is this one particular union has a problem with yet. But don't be persuaded to leave us and leave the opportunity to win behind. Okay, because all we do is win. Okay, it's not just a song. That's what we do. Like Tanya said, never ever give up, and we will never give up. So that was a mouthful. Normally Gini does all like the stuff in the beginning, but today it was me. And now I just want to tell you all that I'm with you. My whole team is with you. Federal Injury Centers is with you. Wednesday Night Chats, Breaking OWCP. This whole franchise of We Get Claims Approved. It's a real thing. And you have a real opportunity to win. All right. And we're going to win with you. So throughout the night, I'm going to have some of the offices will jump on. They'll say where they are, who they are, what they're doing. They're very excited to hear from you. They like to read your comments. So whatever you got going on, let them know. Just real quick, I'm gonna read some of these offices, and I'll ask some questions along the way. So we've got the Virginia Beach, Virginia office. Dr. Clark and his team are up there in Virginia Beach, and he's a killer. And I mean that positively, meaning like we kill these OWCP claims and we win. So go check him out. Let's see what else we got. There's Gini. So hello, Pete. Share. So if you haven't all shared, please do that. Victor Sanchez says she's a pirate. Before I came down, I called her the one-eyed bandit. But right now she's like no-eyed bandit because she's had surgery on one and the other one doesn't work anyways. That's why Monday's coming. Tim's here. Tim's in Virginia. He's in Maryland and the DC area. He's now got 6 locations for all the federal employees in the DC area. I hear there's a couple of you out there that are federal employees in the DC area. If you're there and you're wondering what you do to get a claim approved, Tim's on here and he'll let you know where to go. Remember, you can go to federalinjurycenters.com and check the locations tab. We got our San Antonio office here, San Antonio, Texas. You can go visit the Riverwalk, have great Mexican food, maybe a margarita or 2 or 10, and you can go and get your claim approved in San Antonio. So go check them out down there. Let's see. We got Thousand Oaks, California. So in the Southern California area, we've got 3 offices. We don't have anybody else yet because California is just kind of tough to deal with. So we're doing the best we can there. I understand that it's a big state. And some of you have to drive a very long way. Actually, there's 4 because one of them we just opened in San Diego as well. So we're covering, like maybe a third of the state. But prior to this, there was nobody, right? And you all in California know that. So go to federalinjurycenters.com and check the locations tab there. Let's see what else we got. Tanya said her claims were accepted after 5 years thanks to Federal Injury Centers, #road to 5,000. Yeah, and, I personally, so Tanya and I know each other thanks to this process, and I hate that she's injured, but we're basically family now. So, I've been really closely watching her claim, and she needed a lot of new diagnoses expanded onto her case. And in the beginning, she was using a lawyer who won't be named here, but that didn't work out for her. But Federal Injury Centers did, because guess what? All of her diagnoses are approved, and now she just got to work on getting paid for a few years, which is going to be awesome. But the key is that was after 5 years. She didn't give up. You shouldn't either. If you need a schedule award, private message Gini. Okay, so somebody should ask, what's a schedule award? Well, it's money. And if you have a diagnosis that is eligible, then you potentially could get money. In this second book, of which 10 are remaining, I've got the schedule award chart, and I've also got a document in there that I created that shows you how to calculate your own award. People would ask me all the time, how much money do I get for this? Well, I don't know. But if you look at my book, you can figure it out for yourself. It's pretty easy now. Courtney said it's so frustrating and management doesn't help at all. No, in fact, Courtney, I think it's in their job description to not help. We hear so often on supervisors saying, no, you can't file that claim, or, it's not legit, or you only had 7 days or 2 weeks or 30 days, which are all crap, obviously. Or they'll say you don't get a CA-16 because you're not hurt bad enough. What's a CA-16 you should be saying? Well, it pays your medical bills. It sounds like something you probably might need, right? So management's not doing anything to help, and they're not going to. That's why you come to us. Let's see what else. All right, so there's Tim with his Metro DC area. There's his phone number, 240-863-2822. If you're in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, you should not struggle with OWCP, I'm telling you. Gini said we're going to be in Sacramento and Florida. I'm pretty sure Colorado, but she knows better than I do. Let's see. All right, Justin, I'm a postal clerk in Montana. I like Montana. I like Yellowstone. I'll be filing a CA2A for my back and a CA2 for my wrist. So a CA2A means there's a recurrence of an existing or a previously accepted condition. I cannot wait any longer. The pain's too great in both areas. Your 2 closest locations to me, I know, Utah and Washington. That's awful. And I know it's a long way to go. Which do you suggest for trying to tackle both of these claims in a single trip? Okay, so either one, we all use the same system. Every Federal Injury Centers franchise location works on the same system. It's like every time you go to McDonald's and you get a cheeseburger, it's got 1 beef patty, a slice of cheese, 2 pickles, some onions, some mustard, and some ketchup, right? That is a cheeseburger. Well, all of our cheeseburgers are made the same at every location as well. So it doesn't matter which one you go to, whether you go to Washington or Utah, you're going to get the same high level of help. So you do whatever you want to do. It says, or would you not recommend filing both at the same time? That doesn't matter either. Okay, I don't care how many claims you have to file. If they're legitimate, you can file them anytime, including at the same time. One thing I will tell everyone is that CA2As are often a trap. So you want to make sure by getting an evaluation from your doctor that it is indeed a recurrence of your back, okay, or whatever. Because just because your back hurts doesn't mean it's the same injury. It could be something new. Because as you know, or may know, the back consists of bones, cartilage, ligaments, tendons. Okay, there's a lot going on there. And there's multiple spinal levels too. I've had a terrible back problem that I've had for years, but really bad over the last 3 weeks. And truthfully, I wouldn't know if it was a spinal level above or below the original injury. I wouldn't know because it hurts that bad. So what I would do is make sure it's not a new injury in the back, because if it is, you file a new CA1 or a new CA2 based on however it's determined that the injury happened. With all that said, if it ends up being a recurrence, then you file a CA2A, because you always do what's right, no matter what. But as far as which office do you go to, wherever you want to go, okay, you're going to get the same high level of service regardless. Susie asks, is Unity Wellness a federal injury center, one and the same entity? Yes. So Unity Wellness in McKinney, Texas, Bedford, Texas, and Dallas, Texas are all federal injury centers franchises. The way we work is we go to existing doctors' offices and we say, hey, we'd like you to join our franchise because federal employees need more doctors to help. And then they put our business inside of their business. So yes, Unity Wellness is a federal injury center in the North Texas area. Let's see. Okay, so we got Dynamic Health Carolina is another example. Dynamic Health is the franchise of federal injury centers in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was just speaking with Dr. Cox over there today, who's it's his office, and with his marketing person, Jacqueline, and they're just killing it over there. They're helping so many people. Right now, nobody's helping more patients than in Charlotte, North Carolina. So, and all they do is win, no matter what. Trust me, believe me. So if you're in the Charlotte or if you're just in the Carolinas, that's where you go. There are other places you could go, but I just don't recommend it. And I never, ever say don't go someplace. But if you find another office in the Carolina or in North Carolina and they claim to be OWCP, be very careful. Seriously, be very, very careful. Do what you want to do, but be very careful. Michelle says, APW in Pittsburgh never helped me. Okay, so before I read the rest of that, let me say, in all walks of life and all businesses, industries, so forth, there's always somebody that is not like at the level you want them to be. Call somebody else. Ask somebody else. I have personal relationships with people high up in APW, and I can tell you they care very much about helping you. And I know that because they invite me everywhere, even though they have somebody that does OWCP. So they definitely care. I just recommend calling someone else and say, hey, can I get some help at maybe a higher level in that union? But the federal injury centers from Cleveland, Ohio are the best. Thank you so much. Yes. So our Cleveland office took a little bit of time to kind of get ramped up, but they're killing it. And they're just winning. They're getting cases accepted left and right. So I'm really happy that that's happening. You said they got your claim approved and they're still helping you. So yeah, that's really awesome. That's what we do. And I'm really happy to hear that. Occasionally, I'll tell you that we're like anyone else. We have problems. There's turnover. You have new people. New people aren't trained well yet, but we have a really great training program. So if you ever do have a problem, just message us and we'll help you fix it. But I'm glad that you're having good results in Cleveland. And contact someone else at APW. I promise you they want to help. That union cares like I've never seen before. So somebody wants to help you there. Tanya said, stupid visor. I love that word. Stupid visor. Yep, they are bullies. They really can be. Okay, Colorado is AFGE. All right, well, that's another thing. So AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees, they've also been really, really instrumental in helping their people with their OWCP claims. Now, AFGE has a great OWCP rep. Okay, he's been in it for probably longer than me. And nobody would argue that he's no good. So it's not that. It's just that AFGE is huge. And he's one guy. It must be overwhelming, but he's fantastic. But AFGE still brings us in and lets us do some training. And I really appreciate that. And I'll say, man, it's so much different not having Gini here talking. It's like usually she can talk and I can like take a break, but not right now. Okay. What I was going to say is, I don't know what I was going to say. Is about AFGE. Man, where's my wife when I need her? But they are really good at letting us come in and teach. And, we actually really love it because there's a lot of agencies in AFGE. It's not like the, USPS has those 4 unions. Well, AFGE has lots of agencies. It's really interesting the way it works. And they're the largest federal union in the country. And anyways, yeah, they're doing a great job as well inviting us in. Do you provide services for stress claims? Okay, so stress claims are pretty prominent in OWCP and they are covered in OWCP. Mental health conditions are generally covered as long as you can prove that they are work related. And while we're not specialists. Okay, so what we do specialize in is getting claims approved. We are primarily physical therapy and chiropractic with medical. Okay, so I say chiropractic and there's people out there going, oh no, we can't go to chiropractors. You can. All of our chiropractic offices also have medical. But Stress claims are kind of more specialized. They require psychologists, psychiatrists, counselors, and we don't have that yet, except one of our offices in Charlotte is exploring this idea, and I think pretty close to deciding that they're going to do it. With that said, if you need some help with a stress claim, I'm happy to talk you through it. I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist, or counselor, so I can't give you any advice as far as like what you do, but I can tell you generally what you can do to get your claim approved, and we're happy to help with that. We got Dr. Cooper on from Forest Park, Georgia, and from Phoenix City, Alabama. So Phoenix City is like Columbus, Georgia. It's right on the border. And Forest Park is basically Atlanta. I like to say this because he said it to me once. You can see the airplanes landing at the airport. And then the first time I went to his office, I looked out and I was like, oh, wait, that's airplanes landing at the airport. You can actually see them. So he's very close to the Jackson Hartsfield Airport in Atlanta. Dr. Cooper is doing a great job also getting claims approved. He's got this thing dialed in, and to make it even better, he's a 6th edition trained impairment rating doctor. He and his other doctor that's there, they're both trained in the 6th edition. And so if you need a schedule award, you can go to Forest Park, Georgia, and Phoenix City, Alabama, and you can get that done. And Dr. Cooper, you're awesome at answering questions. Help yourself. If you see anything you want to help with, just jump on and get it done. Okay. Abby, I believe it is, Abby. I filed a CA2 stress claim 1.5 weeks ago. I still don't have a case number. When I asked the supervisor about it, he just brushed it off and said he had no update. How long should I wait before I get someone else involved? And if I do have to get someone else involved, who should I contact? Okay. So many of you may not know this yet, but all CA1s and all CA2s, regardless of the condition, are now filed on eComp. You go to ecomp.dol.gov. You create an account there, which is super simple. It's like 2 screens in total. They only ask you questions that you definitely know the answers to create your account. And from there, you file your CA2 and CA1 claims electronically. Now, when you do your part, now in the old days, it was all on paper. Page 1 is the patient, page 2 is the supervisor, and then it gets sent to the claims examiner within 10 days. Well, here's what's changed. Now you fill out page 1 electronically. An email gets sent to your supervisor, so you got to make sure you got the right email for the supervisor, and then they receive it and they have to fill out page 2. And then they have 10 days to turn that into DOL. And if not, that's a violation and you should file a grievance. Now, some of you on here are with organizations that don't like me to use the G word, grievance. But in my organization, it's one of my favorite words. And so I use it all the time. And this is my show. So file a grievance if they don't turn it in within 10 days because they violated the law. Incidentally, I mentioned a CA16 earlier. If you don't get one of those on a CA1 claim that's reported within 7 days, file a grievance. Okay, you should have gotten one. And the only way to put a stop to it is to put a stop to it. You got to do something about it. With that said, if you don't have a case number after 1.5 weeks, remember they have 10 days to turn it in. Before it's received, there is no case number. So 1.5 weeks sounds like 10 days. I would check back, and you can always go to your eComp case file and see that it was actually submitted. If that doesn't work, you can call your claims examiner, and they may not answer. And if they don't, leave a voicemail. I just want to check and see if you have received the completed CA2 from my supervisor. All voicemails are now transcribed, and the claims examiner, whether they hear the voicemail or not, they have to read the document because that transcribed document will be in your case file. You'll get somewhere with that. So just be patient, not too patient. I'll tell you, I have no patience whatsoever. I am not a patient man. So I'm not going to tell you to be more patient than I would be. But 10 days is how long they have to turn it in. And so it just might not be time yet. So I wouldn't be too concerned. But if after a few more days you don't have a case number, I'd make that phone call. All right. This is Mike. Once you get a schedule award, are you ever able to get one again? Of course. If you have a new injury, you can get a new schedule award. If your injury that you got a schedule award on later gets worse, you can actually get a revised award that would give you more money. So you can always get another schedule award on the same injury or on a different one. All right. Sheila said, carpal tunnel surgery was covered, and I've been back to work 6 months. What I want to know, how do I go about an MMI? Okay, MMI is the question. So I was just talking about schedule awards. In order to qualify for a scheduled award, a couple of things has to happen, like 3. 1, your claim has to be approved. So let's make sure we get over that hurdle. Remember, hashtag road to 5,000. Claims that are not approved don't get scheduled awards. We're going to get 5,000 claims approved this year. Many of you are going to get your scheduled award as a result. Okay. So you first have to have your claim approved. Next, you have to have a condition that is rateable in an impairment rating. The spine generally is not rateable. However, if it causes problems into the arms and legs, those can be. Okay. But so number 1, your claim has to be approved. Number 2, you have to have a condition that is rateable. How do I go about MMI? All right, well, MMI is the next thing. Your doctor medically has to say you're at what's called maximum medical improvement. It means you're as good as you're ever going to get, according to the doctor. Until your doctor says medically you're at MMI, you're not eligible for the schedule award because you first have to be at MMI. So to recap, your case has to be accepted. You have to have a diagnosis that is rateable, and the doctor has to say you're as good as you're ever going to get. And from there, you need a 6th edition impairment rating. Most doctors know how to do the 5th edition. And as of now, OWCP doesn't approve or accept the 6th edition or the 5th edition. You only can get a 6th edition award. So claim approved, rateable injury, you're at MMI, maximum medical improvement, and then you get a 6th edition impairment rating. And that's how you get a scheduled award. We got Dr. Pearson on. I was just on with him today. He's in Kansas City, Missouri. Dr. Pearson's super fired up. If you're in Kansas City and you need an OWCP doctor, you're not alone because there's nobody else in the state who wants to help you. So if you're anywhere, anywhere in those 2 states, Kansas and Missouri, and you need help with OWCP, for right now, because we haven't gotten anybody anywhere else in the state, you got to go to Kansas City. And Dr. Pearson's there to help you. He's fully staffed with his medical department, and he can get your claim approved. So go check it out. Okay, Steph, postal clerk here in West Virginia. I had a fall in December and went to the ER that day. Injured was left knee, left shoulder, and left ankle. So you fell on your left side. That's got to suck. Have been doctoring since for the ankle. Comp has denied my claims for my ankle, saying I was only approved for my knee. Abrasion, which is a cut, which is ridiculous. The initial ER visit was the only time any doctor saw me for my knee. Any thoughts as to what I need to do from her to get my ankle approved, or where do I need to go from here? All right, so whatever's not approved, you can get a diagnosis expansion. That's what it's called, diagnosis expansion. But your initial medical narrative from the doctor should have included all of your injuries. You said, your whole left side, your shoulder, your ankle, your knee were all hurt. So what they should have done is had diagnoses for your shoulder, ankle, and knee. Whatever didn't get approved, they got to go again and go again and go again until they went on everything. This happens to us too. We'll send in for approval for 3 diagnoses or whatever, and only 1 will get approved. And so we say, okay, well, we'll get started, and we treat all 3 conditions right now, even though they're not approved, and we don't ask you for money ever. But we just keep going back, doing diagnosis expansions, overcoming denials, doing reconsiderations and appeal until we win it all. And that's what you need to do too. Whatever they haven't approved, go again. Tell your doctor to go again and again and again, and do whatever it takes. Okay, like I don't have an office in West Virginia, but we got an office in Charlotte, right? We got an office in Virginia Beach and all throughout Virginia. So maybe you can take a trip someplace and get your claim approved, and that would help with the hashtag road to 5,000. Great question. Let's see. Tammy Smith said, how do I get OWCP to adjust my benefit payments to what my salary should have been at the time of injury? I received retro pay from the post office based on what my salary should have been. Does OWCP adjust for that? So OWCP is going to pay you based on your pre-injury salary, whatever you were getting paid prior to your injury until you're back to work, I think 6 months full duty. So you need to make sure that you're getting paid properly. And this is a big problem. Supervisors will often, on the second page of the CA7, because that's all done by eComp as well, they will often make mistakes either on accident or on purpose. They'll play dumb or they'll be dumb. Like I always say, I don't know. But you want to double check your CA7 and make sure that your pay rate is correct. But generally speaking, you're going to be paid based on your pre-injury salary amount. Okay, Angela said, how long does it usually take for DOL to even look at your claim and approve or deny? I'm going to stop there and say there's no rules. They don't have any rules that say they got to do anything in any period of time. So generally, I would say within 30 days would be fast. 3 months would be too long. So somewhere in there. I'm with you at the Greenville, South Carolina clinic. Filed it in February, have a case number, but that's it. So, okay, Angela, what you can do is you can call and leave a voicemail with your claim examiner, which will, as I said earlier, be transcribed onto a document that they have to read. And you can say, dear claims examiner, what is the status of my injury claim? And then they'll have to reply to you. But yeah, we run through this all the time. And, the office there in Greenville has a case manager. All of our offices have an internal case manager that we've trained to be able to help with these things. So you can go, Angela, and talk to your case manager there and ask them to help you contact your claim examiner and help you find out the status. But everyone remember this, Department of Labor sends all letters to you at home. And a lot of people look at a letter like that and they think it's junk and they don't read it. If you receive anything from the United States Department of Labor, open it and take it to your doctor. No matter what it is. I don't care if it's just a letter that says, hello. Take it to your doctor and let your doctor read the word hello. Because sometimes there's stuff there that you didn't realize was important. So if you get a letter, that's where it will tell you your claim is approved or denied. So check the mail, check your case file on eComp to see if that letter has been there. Maybe you just overlooked it at home. And then call and leave a voicemail with your claims examiner and ask what the status is. Let's see. Tammy Newman's here. Hello, Tammy. She says, sorry she missed the beginning. No problem. As you can see, I'm all by myself. The one-eyed bandit's upstairs reading questions and answering them after eye surgery. Tammy's going to be with us in a few weeks too. Tammy, I'll call you and let you know. But we're going to have Tammy and her son Scott on live. I'm going to make him famous. Most people don't want to be in front of a camera, so we'll see how that goes, Tammy. Federal Injury Centers of San Antonio does a 6th edition. All right, so if you're in San Antonio, you can get a 6th edition impairment rating to get a schedule award. Thanks for letting us know that. Cheryl, my injury date is coming up to a year. Will they dismiss me and will work hold my job? Okay, so Cheryl, there's a couple of things here. It depends on your craft. If you are a rural carrier, they'll hold it for 2 years, okay? If you're anything else in the post office, I believe it's 1 year. If you're outside of the Postal Service, you need to talk to your union and make sure they're, keeping up with this. But the real key is your claim needs to be approved, because when your claim's not approved, they can mess around with you and they can fire you. They can do all kinds of bad things to you. So your injury date's coming up to a year. Let's make sure it's approved. And if you need help with that, let us know. Susie Harrison, thank you, Federal Injury, for getting my skin cancer claim approved. I'm being referred for my impairment rating now. Well, you're very welcome. And that just goes to show, look, there's a lot of different claims that we'll work on. Whatever you've got, if it's legitimate, we will work to get it approved. We're not skin specialists, okay? We don't have any dermatologists, but we know how to get claims approved, whatever it is. So I'm really happy, Susie, that worked out for you. Joe's on here. Joe is one of my business partners. He's involved primarily in recruiting and onboarding new doctors. And he says Staten Island, Rich Ray, and Richmond, Virginia are coming very, very soon. That's right. So Tim, who we talked about earlier up there, is expanding to Richmond now. So we're going to have some offices there and in Staten Island, New York. So we're really excited about that. Rich Ray's a really good friend of mine. He's an NALC president up in Staten Island. We're very fond of each other. I'll say I love Rich Ray. But I told Rich a long time ago, I promised him that I'd put an office in New York. So we did. It's in Manhattan. They're doing a great job. They're killing it like everyone else and getting all the claims approved. But Rich is in Staten Island, and I promised him that I would help his 750 letter carriers. And guess what, Rich? New office coming soon. So we're really excited about that, to be able to help you there in Staten Island. Mike Joseph said, if I'm going to be out of work for a medical approved condition and no longer a federal employee, do I have to use my current employer's paid time off and or sick leave? Is OWCP responsible for paying my time from work? If you have an approved claim and you have a job, man, that's a tricky one. I wish I had a lifeline on this one. I think yes. I think OWCP is going to be responsible for paying you until you can get back to work full duty. But with that said, I'm going to call a lifeline and I'll get back with you on that, Mike. Believe it or not, I've never had that question before, and I don't appreciate getting stumped. So I'll let you know, Mike. Anybody that's on here, if you know the answer, just go ahead and just answer. And that's one of the benefits of being on Wednesday Night Chats, because we are a community of people that share information, that help each other. These doctors are on helping. We got union reps, union presidents that are on helping. You guys are helping each other and answering each other and talking to each other. So tell your friends, come to Wednesday Night OWCP Chats. You get all the help you ever need. Steph, you're welcome. Dynamic Health, not the one-eye bandit. Oh, no, really. I have a picture. I'm just not showing it. Let's see. Tanya said, can't wait to meet Tammy. I want to hear your story. Yeah, Tammy and Scott have a really interesting story that it grabs me every time. I don't think I'll be able to finish without being emotional. Scott's here. Scott Sears, my boy. Scott, I'm looking forward to seeing you. I hope you'll be available in 3 or 4 weeks. I'd like to bring you to the house, into the Wednesday Night OWCP Chat studio, and interview you and let you tell people in your own words what's happened to you and how you are someone that's overcoming a very serious situation. Love you, Scott. I'm glad you're here. So Justin said, I'll file the CA2 for my wrist on eComp ASAP, but should I wait to file either the CA2 or 2A until after my doctor's visit? Yes. And the only reason is, let's just be sure that you're filing the right form. Your supervisors are going to cram that CA2A down your throat, but the doctor will do the right thing, whatever it is. If it's a 2A, it is. If it's a 1 or a 2, it is. It is what it is. So yeah, just talk to the doctor first. There's no deadline on this. There's not a filing deadline, so you're not going to lose anything. So just wait, talk to the doctor first, and make sure that you're doing the right thing. That's the best advice I can give. Mike said, sorry. It's okay. Believe it or not, I've actually been stumped before. I just I don't like it that much. But it makes me get an answer, and I'm going to get you an answer. Brenda said, if I have an approved case and been away from the job 1 year as of late February, can the post office take my assigned route? Well, it depends on your craft. Okay. If you're a rural carrier, not yet. They usually wait 2 years. If you're a city carrier, clerk or mail handler, I think you got 1 year. But you've also got strong unions that can work for you. So go talk to your unions and make sure that they're protecting you. That's their job, and they're good at doing that job. Angela said, I would be lost without y'all. Well, Angela, thanks for being here. And hey, do me a favor. Seriously, tell your friends. Every friend you have should be here watching. Tammy, okay, you're there, replying to Tanya. Lonnie, what's up? I've certainly learned a lot during these sessions. Lonnie, I'm really grateful that you said that. Tell your friends, please. Scott, can't wait. That's what I'm talking about. Thomas Sullivan, what do I need to do to change doctors to on an approved case? Okay, so good question. You can write a change of treating doctor letter. If you go to my website, breakingowcp.com, there's a tab that says free forms, and you can just download this form that's called change of treating doctor letter. And what I did is I created this form to teach you what goes in your letter. You don't like check the boxes on my form because they won't accept that. But that form will tell you how to write your letter. So anybody that wants to change doctors, I'm not telling you to change. You ask me how you do it, and that's how you do it. You write a letter, you e-comp it to your claim examiner. Now, they may deny it. And if they deny it, you have a couple of options. You can get your current doctor to write a referral. All referrals are honored. Or you can ask your current doctor to write a letter removing themselves from your claim. Many doctors want to remove themselves from federal work comp cases because they're not getting paid because the claim's not approved. When they remove themselves and you find a doctor who can get the claim approved, that old doctor can still get paid. So it benefits them to just let you go. But the best thing to do is write a change of treating doctor letter and ask your claim examiner to allow you to change doctors. Okay, so I've come to the end of the questions. What other questions do we have? Otherwise, I'm just going to ramble. So again, let me start from the beginning. I said that what I want to do this year is get 5,000 OWCP claims approved. Now, who is against getting claims approved? Because if you're against getting claims approved, this is the wrong page for you. You shouldn't be here because that's all I care about. I care about that more than I care about anything else. So we're doing a hashtag road to 5,000. If you're somebody who got your claim approved with Federal Injury Centers, I'd really appreciate if you'd go online and say so. Tell your friends. Just go on social media. Go to Facebook. Go wherever you like to go, okay? Go be silly on TikTok. Do whatever, but let them know Federal Injury Centers got my claim approved, because that's the best way to let people know that there's hope. A lot of people, believe it or not, still haven't even heard of us. We're the biggest name in federal work comp, and the vast majority of your coworkers don't even know we exist. So, and that's probably because we don't push ourselves onto you. You know, we're not overbearing. We're not saying you must come here. I help you even if you go to the competition. You still come here and get the help. But I want to get 5,000 claims approved. It's never been done before. Nobody's ever been able to say they did it. And I created this franchise and added 50 plus doctors on purpose, because I want to make the single biggest impact that's ever been made in federal workers' comp. And I think we can do it. I think we can make such a big impact that Congress is going to have to pay attention, because you guys are treated really bad. Okay. You're abused and you know it. But we can stop the abuse by getting claims approved. The number one way to stop your supervisor's nonsense is to have an approved claim, because now they have to follow all the rules. Okay. So, let's be sure that you're letting your friends know that there's this road to 5,000. Let them know about Federal Injury Centers. Let them know about Wednesday night OWCP chats. Let people know that there's hope. So Royce asked, did you see my question about the PN status? I did not, Royce. Would you do me a favor, please? Just copy and paste it and write it again, because I don't want to miss any questions. Normally I have Gini sitting beside me reading questions out loud so we don't miss any. But right now I'm reading them and answering them, so I know that I'm going to miss something. Anyways, do me a favor, Royce. Repost your question, and I will answer your question. Tanya said, even the doctors who will take OWCP don't know what they're doing. That's right. They won't write a narrative, and your claim will be in danger, and you'll be in pain. Trust me. I still have a lot of drama with my ortho surgeon. I know you do. They refuse to write narratives and don't even know how to get my surgical injections approved. Yeah, you don't want those frustrations. So, Judy, I've been abused inside and out and up and down. Yeah, bills don't wait for work comp, do they? No, they don't, Angela. You're a rural carrier, so you're going to have 2 years. And until approved, they don't have to give me limited duty. That's exactly right. So, the best way for everything to go smooth is to get your claim approved. The worst thing you can do is wait a year to get your claim approved. Too many people are going to the wrong doctors. I used to teach this thing. We do live union training, as I started this off talking. Royce, I see your question. I'm going to get to it in just a second, okay? But I would do this training. I'd say, look, these are the categories of doctors that will get your claim denied. And people would start writing it down and say, hey, don't write this down. You're not going to like it. And the answer is everyone. Okay. Every doctor is going to get a claim denied, because they're not trained. They don't know how to do this. We bring on new doctors that have had thousands of patients in the past, and they're like, what the heck is this? It's like Japanese. It's a new thing. So you got to just be careful where you're going. Here's Royce. OWCP just sent me a letter stating I am now in a PN status. What is that? PN. Oh, Jesus. Am I getting stumped a second time? No, I'm not. Somebody answer that. I know somebody knows what PN is. Royce, you're about to get an answer. Okay, we got a ton of people on here that know the answer to that. What's a PN? Okay, I have a feeling it's a pay status, but somebody answer that question. Otherwise, damn it, I got two answers, or two things that stumped me tonight. Hello from Federal Injury Centers in McKinney. Yep, they have offices in Dallas and Fort Worth or Bedford. So call. There's their phone number. Again, our doctors are on here just trying to let you know they're there and they're listening to your concerns, because it helps them understand how to help you when they're in the office. Is PN automatic monthly payments? I think it's about payments. If I weren't reading questions and answering them, I'd probably just Google it. Who's willing to just Google that for me? Google OWCP PN status. Trust me, it'll be the first thing on there. And then type out what you find there. Google's really great with OWCP. So OWCP PN status will get us the answer. And somebody post that and let them know what the answer is. And hell, let me know what the answer is. All right, come on. Keep the questions coming. What else you got? Oh, here we go. Entitled to payment on periodic roll. I knew it, but I didn't want to say it. Okay. So thank you so much, Cynthia. PN, or the periodic roll, means that you're going to get paid for LWOP without having to turn in CA7s every 2 weeks. They're just you're on the periodic roll and you're going to get paid until they take you off of it. So D, there it is. Okay. Entitled to payment on periodic roll. So if you're on the periodic roll, that means you're not going to have to jump through so many hoops to get paid. And look at that. That's what happens. You come here and boom, we're just going to crowdsource it and get all the information. If I don't have it, someone does. So Cynthia D, thank you so much. All right, Connie. All right, this one's a little long, which is fine, but I'm going to read it, so bear with me. I hurt my shoulder back in February of 22. I had rotator cuff surgery in June. Was put on restrictions, no lifting, pushing, pulling over 20 pounds. Post office had me do my route and said if there was a parcel over 20 pounds, someone else would deliver it. Right. Well, I ended up tearing the rotator again, but putting mail in my vehicle. Doctor's telling me he doesn't think I can do manual labor anymore. Said he's going to put me on permanent restrictions. I don't want to lose my job or put on a modified job where I have to go other places to do clerk work. I don't know what to do or understand all the rules. Okay, so there's a lot going on here, but the key is you have an injury. I'm hoping it was approved. If it wasn't approved, obviously we got to get it approved. The doctor says that it's telling me you're not ever going to be able to do manual labor anymore. Look, I'm not a doctor, so I don't have the expertise to refute that. However, there's a lot of doctors watching, and some of you may say something and may have a contrary idea. I know that some doctors don't agree with other doctors. Maybe you got to go talk to someone else, Connie, and see what they say about getting you better so that you don't have to lose your job and you can keep doing what you do, make it to retirement, and get those fantastic benefits. But let's get your claim approved. All right, first, that's key. Let's get you all the surgery and treatment you need. That's critically important. And I'm not saying your doctor's wrong because I'm not one, but I'm saying that you have rights and you have options, and maybe you can go talk to somebody else and get a second opinion. And there's the one-eyed bandit saying, hello, LinkedIn. So hello, LinkedIn. People are watching us from a variety of Facebook pages. They're on the Breaking OWCP page. They're on Gini's page. They're on the Federal Injury Center's page, the Wednesday Night Chats page. They're on YouTube, and they're on LinkedIn. Normally, we'd be on TikTok as well, but that's Jeannie's account. She's not here, so TikTok's not getting the benefit of our live video tonight. But if you have friends that need help, and I know you do, and you know you do as well, tell them to watch us somewhere. Not everyone has Facebook, which is funny to me because Facebook has been around forever, but everyone can watch on YouTube. Everyone can watch on YouTube. Many of you have LinkedIn accounts, I know, because we follow each other there. And so just find a place where you can find Wednesday night OWCP chats and tune in and tell your friends. Everyone, you folks need the help. I know you do. That's why I created this franchise. That's why I wrote these books, and that's why we do this live video on every Wednesday night. So, if there's not any more questions, I'm going to be wrapping it up soon. But there you go, Tammy. You're a little late there, Tammy. Wait, that reminds me of Saturday Night Live. Anyways, I'm not going to go on Saturday Night Live flicks. I used to watch that when I was a kid. It's not fun anymore, though. All right, so back on this topic. For all of you clerks in the post offices out there, you're going to be seeing these brochures, and our folks are going to be asking if you'll put it in your break room. Repeat after me. Yes. Yes, I'll put it in my break room. It's okay, Tammy. If you see him, just, we're not soliciting. We're not trying to get you to go be patients. We're just saying, hey, there's some place that gets claims accepted. And #road to 5,000. Angela said, would you advise getting a work comp lawyer involved? If so, do you all have ones you work with? Okay, so we know all the work comp lawyers. Everybody that does federal comp, we know them all. I actually had the opportunity to go and teach them something at one of their lawyer conventions. So we know them all. Eric Blowers is our friend. He's your friend. He's our favorite lawyer. He does do everything, but he specializes in really just a few things. And so, but if it's something he doesn't specialize in, we know the other lawyers that do. And so we'll definitely be able to help you out with that for sure. And Tammy, you don't have to be sorry. And Tanya's cheeseburger. That's funny. Whatever happened to Goat Boy? What in the world is Goat Boy? Goat to me is greatest of all time. I think that's me, but that's for somebody else to say. Don't be mean to the drop-off brochure, folks. Slap a brochure in the bathrooms. Yeah, so our friend Jerry up in Virginia, she said that she likes to put CA10s in the backs of the stalls in the bathrooms. I think that's funny, too. You can do the same thing. You could take our brochures and you can put them in the stalls in your bathroom for all I care. In fact, something interesting I wanted to say, we have these brochures that are just about Wednesday night OWCP chats with Chris and Gini. And, it's a trifold brochure that opens up like that on the outside and like this on the inside. If anybody would like to get these brochures, I can email you a PDF and you can print it off and put it anywhere you want. So if anybody wants the brochures, send me an email at Chris, CHRIS, at federalinjurycenters.com. Not Federal Injury Center, because there are 50 of them, okay? Chris at federalinjurycenters.com, and just put brochure in the subject line. And I'd be more than happy to email you a PDF of our Wednesday Night Chats brochure so you can let people know that we're here doing this stuff. And you put it in your break room, you put it in the bathroom door stalls, whatever, okay? Post it on the bulletin boards. Let people know that we're here to help because we really are serious about hitting 5,000 accepted claims this year. I want to do something that's never been done, but the only way to do it is with your help. Lindsay said, should I trust the second opinion that the DOL sent me to? Okay, no, absolutely not. Never, ever, ever. I've never known anybody that had a second opinion visit that lasted more than 5 or 6 minutes. And if the doctor ever looked up, much less touched them, that doesn't normally happen. So be very careful with that. These things are coming fast now. Should I trust the second opinion the DOL sent me to? I can't help but think these second opinion doctors are working against us. Okay, yeah, so you may want to bring a visitor with you, somebody to take notes. They may not let them in. Rich Ray and I were trying to work on this, and they didn't let him in as a witness. So take good notes about what happens on these second opinion visits and go directly to your treating doctor and have them write a narrative explaining what happened. Because if the doctor didn't really pay attention to you and didn't touch you or even look at you, what kind of evaluation, is that? So be careful with that. But you got to attend this visit. Don't skip it. They can cut your claim off like the next day. So don't skip the visit. Let's see, Justin, I was going to file a CA2 at the beginning of the year for my wrist. I delayed it until now to help my office. Well, that was awfully nice of you, but would they have done that for you? Management wouldn't have. My hours have also been cut since the beginning of the year due to my wrist problem. Due to this, will my lost wages that I'm eligible for go down? Or is there a way to adjust that later? So, Justin, the cool thing is once you get your CA2 claim approved, you can go back to all that time you missed and get it back as LWOP. But you first got to get your claim approved, okay? So go to a doctor that knows how to get your claim approved. And once you do that, then we'll worry about how to get your LWOP back. So any time that you lost because your supervisors cut your hours, potentially you'll be able to get back. And that's exciting news. But first, we have to get your claim approved. And if any of my offices can help with that, we'd love to. Check out the locations tab at federalinjurycenters.com. And if you see an office that makes sense to you, give them a call because their office number is listed there. Federal Injury Centers is not a referral service. That's not what we're here for. We are here to educate you and provide doctors to you if you want them. If you don't, like I said, you can go anywhere you want to go. You can still come back here on Wednesday nights and get the help. But I don't recommend it. Okay, I recommend coming to us because that's what we do for a living. We get claims approved. You've seen people on here tonight that have told you that they got their claim approved from Federal Injury Centers. That's a small number of the total. Like I said, we got over 1,100 approved just last year. And this year we want to get 5,000 approved. So please, if you need help, call Federal Injury Centers. Okay, give us an opportunity to meet that $5,000 accepted claim number. Almost said $5,000. Look, you should also know it's not about money. We don't care. If you do good work, you get paid. You just don't pay. OWCP does. We want to get every claim approved, and we want to do 5,000. Dr. Snowden's here in Oklahoma City. Dr. Snowden wants to be part of that 5,000. Okay, he's new with us, but again, he's one of those killers. He's got that killer look in his eye. He wants to win. So if you're in the Oklahoma, if you're in Oklahoma, you go to Oklahoma City and go see Dr. Snowden. You're going to get your claim approved. If you're anywhere in the 25 states where we're at, we're going to get your claim approved. Just give us a chance. So I think that's it. We've hit our last question. And Michelle said, can you help with a narrative from a second opinion doctor? Of course, Michelle, we'd be happy to. You just got to be able to call at the office that is closest to you, and our doctors will help you. So, all right. Thank you all so much for being patient with me tonight. I was reading the questions and answering them because Gini, who's normally right here beside me, had eye surgery. She's having another eye surgery on Monday, but thank God she's going to be able to see after this. And we're really excited about that because Man, she's blind as a bat. But not anymore. Not anymore. So the one-eyed bandit will have 2 good eyes pretty soon. So in a couple of weeks, she'll be back. In the meantime, you're going to have to just bear with me. And then a week after that, I'm going to have Scott Sear and Tammy on, and I want you to hear their story. They both actually have claims that we're able to get approved. Scott's I call the unwinnable claim, except that we found each other, and so it wasn't unwinnable anymore. So yeah, Tammy will tell you, when you hear my son's story, they got my son's claim approved, and it was a very hard one. I believe it was a miracle, and in fact, I'll tell you the whole story in a few weeks. I think it was a miracle. I think we did the right things, and God was watching. So anyways, I'm looking forward to being able to help you all on the hashtag Road to 5,000. Please give us a chance to help you. Like I said before, if you're somebody whose union is saying don't do it, do whatever. But remember, it's a personal decision in your life. Do you want your life to be hard or easy? Because when you come to federal injury centers, we're going to make it much easier. So let us help you get your claim approved. Check out the locations tab at federalinjurycenters.com. If you'd like to get the books, which I highly recommend, go to breakingowcp.com. Like I said, I got like 10 of these left, but they are all available on PDF. And so I'm going to leave you with this. I keep telling everyone, I want you to put Breaking OWCP on your phone or put it in your pocket. The only way to put Breaking OWCP in your pocket is to download it to your phone so you can access it anytime. At one point, your supervisor is going to say, no, I don't have to give you a CA-16, but you'll have the first book with the rules, laws, and regulations, and you'll show that supervisor exactly why they're being a dummy and that they have to give it to you. So among other reasons, grab the book, breakingowcp.com. Tell your friends. Don't forget to go online on any social media platform. Let people know you got your claim approved, and right there, type in hashtag Road to 5,000. Good night, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your patience. We'll see you again next week. Have a good night.